You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.
Scorpio.
Good morning, Yankees universe, and welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Tuesday, June 17th. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, hanging out with the compañero this morning. We got the lovely Grace Monroe, and all you Yankee fans, wake up and get your coffee. Grace, how you doing today, Grace?
Yeah, I'm not doing great. The lovely Grace Monroe is not lovely today. I am in a foul mood. Everybody turn your volume down. This is your one and only warning for the rants that will take place today. After the game last night, I am not even lying, Hector. I swear to God, I had to go out for a walk because I was so upset. And I swear to God, also, I probably shouldn't admit this on the internet, but I threw my pen at the wall. Oh. My husband's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm going for a walk." Like, I literally lost it. I had to go for a long walk. It was 10 p.m. here in Texas. I'm walking around like, anyway, how are you?
I'm doing good, Grace. You aren't the only one that had to go for a walk after last night's game, because it was frustrating. Yeah. After last night's game, it makes 21 straight innings that the New York Yankees have not scored a run, dating back to the Sunday game that we got swept in Boston. So the New York Yankees, after getting swept in Massachusetts, in Boston, in Fenway Park by your rival, you came back home and you laid the donut, a straight Dunkin' Donut against the Los Angeles Angels in Anaheim. And it's not like the Angels are one of the scary teams in the American League. The Angels aren't a top team. And for you to go out there and lay a goose egg to the Angels, your offense didn't show up. In the return of Giancarlo Stanton, Clark Schmidt probably pitched his best game of his career.
Oh, yeah.
And we couldn't get the runners in. Another example, Grace, we brought it up on the last show, and shout out to my guy Ace. We'll do a roll call momentarily. When me, and Ace were talking about it, the New York Yankees lead Major League Baseball with leaving 4.5 to 4.7 runners on every game. We leave runners on the duck pond. And I was talking to there's an amazing security guard that works at press box. Shout out to Ernest. He's been working the Yankees ever since the 80s and 90s. He's amazing. And I was having a conversation with him, and when I brought up that stat, he was like, "I believe it." He was like, "Because I watch them every day, and they get runners on the base, but for some reason we cannot drive them in." Go ahead, Grace.
They cannot, or I shouldn't say they cannot. They will not play small ball. It is confounding that the fundamentals of moving the runners over and driving the runners home it is inexplicably missing on this American League champion team. It is confounding. I mean, it is so frustrating to watch them when every single Yankees fan, and we're all smart, we watch baseball, we are locked in all year, even the off season, we stay locked in. The Yankees fans are like no other fans for any fan base of any team in the world. And you can't even fight me on that. We're the best, most locked in fans of any sports franchise. And we all knew exactly what they needed to do, and they couldn't do it, or wouldn't do it, I should say. They wouldn't do it for whatever reason. First pitch swinging, ending the game. I mean, trying to bunt when you shouldn't bunt, not bunting when you should bunt. I mean, trying to steal base, and I'm talking about the last several games now, trying to steal bases when you shouldn't be trying to steal a base. I mean, the base running errors alone are enough to send me. But last night specifically, heck, we had 3 chances in a row where we started an inning with a runner on second and no outs. Because in the 9th inning, Giancarlo Stanton hit the double with no outs. We effectively had a ghost runner in the 9th inning with the chance to win the game in a walk-off. All you had to do was bring in one run, okay? We did it in the 9th, in the 10th, and the 11th. And thank you. keep that button handy today. And they couldn't do it one single time. Not one single time at home could they do it.
I want to do the roll call real quick, right? Because I feel, Grace, if we don't do the roll call and shout out the chat, I'm going to have to open up this bottle of Uncle Nearest and pour me and you a glass of it. Shout out to everybody who is in the building on this beautiful morning. Let's get the energies up. Let's switch the energies. Shout out to our guy, Dio Nosebleed Hold on, I don't need that one. I need something hyper. I need more something. Hold on, wait. I need something. There we go. Dio Nosebleed section is in the building. How you doing? Our guy, Jonathan, is in the building. Our good friend, Tina. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. My guy, a Delulu Yankee fan, is in the building. How you doing? Our guy Ace, the Ace Avenue, is in the building. My guy Ace, Rudy, is in the building. Big time Jerry Cadill. Jerry, how you doing, Jerry? I hope all is well. My guy Pretty Lou 98. Salute to you guys. Yesterday at the stadium, besides the Yankees losing, we'll get back into the conversation. But yesterday at the stadium, I ran into, and I'm going to bring up Pretty Lou, I ran into the family from Mama D's Empanada. I ran into Steven, and I ran into Mama D herself at the stadium. I was able to introduce them to the owner and founder of Latino Sports. This upcoming Saturday, they have the Oswaldo Cabrera signing going on at Mama D's Empanada. Even though Oswaldo is not on the field, he's still showing up for the community. He is still showing up for the children, the niños. So make sure you guys go on Instagram, go on all social media platforms, Mama D Empanadas, so you can get all the information. It's this upcoming Saturday, June 21st. I will be in the building. It starts at 6. It's from 6 to 8. So if you guys want to meet me, if you guys want to have some good food, if you guys want to see Oswaldo Cabrera, make sure you guys show up to Mama D's Empanada. But Grace, going back to the game, we got Old Sarge in the building. Shout out to our good friend Old Sarge. How you doing, Sarge? Back to the game, right? Because watching from the press box, it was frustrating to see the at-bats. I'm not gonna lie, it was very frustrating to see the at-bats minus Giancarlo Stanton, right? Giancarlo Stanton, and I want to bring it up real quick. And his return, he got 2 hits. He got a double. He got a single. He tried to start the Yankees rally in the 9th inning off with a leadoff double to start things going, but the Yankees weren't able to capitalize on that. Giancarlo Stanton, to me, I am so happy to have him back in that lineup. Grace, what about you?
Oh, 1,000,000%. I was so excited to see him. And when he came up to bat the first time and the crowd gave him a standing ovation, I was like, yes, it was so awesome. He looked great. He looked like he was really seeing the ball, minus 1 at bat where he was chasing the outside breaking ball, which, is always a bad sign for Stanton. But then his next at bat after that, he looked good again. He was productive. He had a couple of hits. And, it was cracking me up because in the 9th inning, before Giancarlo even went up, Jason Dominguez had his base running mitt on. I was like, not only do they think Giancarlo's going to get a hit, but they also already said, and when he gets a hit, you're going to go run for him. So then Giancarlo, of course, he hits the double. And when he heads into second base, he's barely even got to second base. He's already looking at the dugout like, yeah, come get me. I'm done. And Jason's already coming out of the dugout. I was dying laughing. It was hilarious. It was giving the uncle or something that was like, yeah, little kid, come clean my, come get my plate. I'm done. You know what I mean? It was hilarious, but it was amazing to have him back. And then, of course, his post-game comments are always elite. It's just great to have him back.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Shout out to my guy Ace, who says the Yankees lack fundamental focus. Little things like taking a pitch when a runner has stolen a base and we foul off a ball, those are the little things they cannot do right. And Ace, I can't disagree with you whatsoever. But something, and I think Keith McPherson pointed it out, and us as Yankee fans and us as Yankee content creators, those that cover Major League Baseball, whether it's for the Yankees, the Mets, or just baseball in general, there's something that hit me yesterday, Grace. And it hit me last night when I came home and I had some Uncle Nearest. Make sure you guys get some Uncle Nearest. But it hit me last night and it hit me this morning. Grace, ever since Aaron Boone has taken over as the manager for the New York Yankees, I'm not blaming Boone. I'm not saying this is Boone's fault, that he's the issue for this or he is the reason for this. But for some reason, ever since Aaron Boone has taken over, this Yankee team starts off the first 2 months of the season out the gate in first place. Offense looks good. Everything looks good. Everything is rocking and rolling. But for some reason, when the month of June comes, that same team that we saw in the first 2 months of the season dominating disappears. The offense, as soon as it turned to June, it was slow at the beginning, but in Fenway Park is where it really stood out against a team like the Boston Red Sox, who aren't a team that has top pitching. The Red Sox are one of the bottom tier teams when it comes to their starting rotation and when it comes to their bullpen. But for some reason, when they face the New York Yankees, when they face Aaron Boone in the month of June, they look like the Dodgers. They look like World Series contenders. I know Big Time Jerry and Ace, they put it in the chat. This is the June swoon. Grace, I want to talk it over to you. Am I looking at things a little bit too much? Talk me off the ledge.
No, I can't because I'm jumping first. You know, we talked a couple episodes ago, we talked about how there are so many weapons on this lineup. There are so many ways that we can hit, that we can string together at bats, that maybe we could not slump proof, because every player is going to have a slump, but perhaps the whole team won't slump at the same time, because when maybe 3 batters over here are slumping, 3 other batters over here are going off. So we thought maybe with the seesaw effect, we would be able to navigate the June swoon. Well, guess what? They're all slumping at the same time. Over the last 5 games, y'all, I did the math. And I went back and I looked at all of the guys at bats over the last 5 games. Y'all, it's not good. Okay? It is not good. And I want to say that besides the lineup changing every day and all of that stuff, you would think again that would be a strength, that you would have more weapons to exact a plan against a team to ride the waves. But no, they're all in it together. Hey, at least they're in it together. 2025, we've gone 7-7 in June. 2024, we went 14-13 in June. 2023, we went 11-12 in June. So this is nothing new, and yet we're still upset. I guess we're dumb, because I guess we should not be surprised. But when you have the caliber of players that we have, and you know that they can hit like we know that they can hit, and they can't drive in 1 run from a runner who's on second base or even third base in the last, however long you said, it's extremely frustrating. It's disappointing because you know they're more talented than that.
Yeah, I just want to point something out too. Again, shout out the chat. My guy Caleb Vasquez is in the building. Caleb, how you doing? Salute. 3 capital S's for my guy Caleb Vasquez. Delulu says, and shout out to Delulu, Yankee fan, I'm literally not worried. This happens every year. Happened last June with a top heavy lineup and the year before. We will be fine. Delulu, I hope so, because I am talk me off the ledge, my guy. Talk me off the ledge. Something that I want to point out real quick. When it comes to the Yankees offense, maybe this is a bright spot, Grace, because last night's game, that was the 4th time this season that the Yankees been shut out, which is leading Major League Baseball with the fewest shutouts. I mean, tied for 3rd place with the fewest shutouts. So that's a good sign. The Yankees, that's a good sign. Even with us complaining on this Tuesday, June 17th, like I said, even with us feeling this way, the Yankees still have the 2nd best record in the American League. But when you start off the way the Yankees start, you're able to have these hiccups in June. You're able to have these hiccups. We now have a season high 4-game losing streak. This happens in a 162-game season. So even though I was a bit hyperbolic talking about this has happened under Aaron Boone, and ever since Aaron Boone took over for the Yankees, I could get red in the face if I want to, like pop a blood vessel. So I'm not going to do that, right? We understand in baseball it's 162 games. You're going to have your highs, you're going to have your lows, you're going to have your in betweens. What separates the good teams from the bad teams and the teams that win championships from the teams that get eliminated in the postseason is how do you deal with adversity? Do you have someone in your dugout that you can count on, whether it's your manager to look up to towards leadership or whether it's your star players? Do you have someone who can split the needle and be that difference maker for you? And when you look at the New York Yankees, for us, that difference maker for years has been Aaron Judge. But Aaron Judge has gone quiet in the postseason. We have Giancarlo Stanton back. And with Giancarlo Stanton, check this out. This is a good one, too, because it's something that Grace brings up a lot. With Giancarlo Stanton now in the lineup for the New York Yankees, the Yankees will become the 8th team in Major League history to have at least 4 former most valuable players in their lineup. I understand Paul Goldschmidt is in the twilight era of his career. He's not the Paul Goldschmidt that won an MVP. So is Cody Bellinger. So is Giancarlo Stanton. But they're still professional hitters. They're still professional big leaguers. And hopefully adding Giancarlo Stanton can make a difference in this lineup.
Yep. And with that, go ahead and send me to the hot corner. I'm ready.
Oh, we ready for the hot corner, guys? We got the hot corner. We got Grace Monroe hot corner coming in.
So elaborating on your point of what you were saying, Heck, the hot corner today is about exactly what you were just saying, which is the championship mindset. Where does it show in the margins? How do you see it coming from a mile away? Well, we talk about a starting pitcher, for example. When Garrett Cole or Max Fried or Carlos Rodon or one of these types of starting pitcher Bulldogs guys goes out on the mound, thank you very much, Caleb, goes out on the mound and says, you know what? I don't have it today. I don't have it today. But I'm still going to grind and I'm going to give it everything that I have and I'm going to put my team in a position to win the game because that's my job. That's what hitters do on championship teams when they go out there and they say, you know what, I don't have it today, or the pitcher's got my number today, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of our balls are dying on the warning track. Balls that look like they're no doubter home runs are just dying, right? We saw several of them last night, okay? When you're running into bad luck, you hit a ground ball right to the one place where you can't hit the ground ball when Jason Dominguez had that base stolen and the ball just goes right to the third baseman's glove and all he has to do to tag Jason Dominguez is move 1 inch to his left. When those things happen, the championship hitters say, a real man makes his own luck. I'm going to situationally hit. I'm going to move the runner over. I'm going to bunt. I'm going to sac fly. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to win this game. Just like a pitcher when they don't have their stuff, a hitter when he's not having the hits fall can make his own luck by giving his at-bats to the team, to the guy behind him. And that's what we didn't see last night. That's why we're frustrated. We know Cody Bellinger is an incredible hitter. We know Aaron Judge is an incredible hitter. We know that Jazz Chisholm is a great hitter and that all these guys, we know the talent, okay? We're not saying that the Yankees offense is cooked and the season is over, okay? We're frustrated because when you are down, when you are frustrated, when you are having a tough game, you still have to figure out a way to come through. That's how you win the World Series. That's how you become a championship team. And that's what we haven't seen yet. And that's what we wanted to see over these last 5 games, even one time, right? That's the concern. Okay, so when you don't have your A stuff, what are you going to bring to the plate? Look at Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt is a perfect example of this. situational at-bats every time. You know why? Because he doesn't have the power that he once had anymore. He's 37 years old. He's out there still giving it, still being productive, and still batting over 300 because why? Because he does what he needs to do when he needs to do it. That's what we need that attitude to permeate the entire lineup, because we don't need somebody like Wells swinging for the fences when the ball is 6 inches above his bat because he's trying to win the game with a walk-off instead of moving the runner over or bringing the runner home. Okay? So, anyway, the end.
No,
I need to figure out a better way to end besides just the end.
Grace, I'm with you 100%, right? Because when it comes to Austin Wells, it's very frustrating to see, because you see glimpses of him turning it around, and then you see last night and the last few games in Boston. What was surprising to me in Boston was that Saturday when Carlos Rodon was on the mound, that JC Escarra was not the starting catcher. Because same. But when you look at the numbers, it is a stark difference. When JC Escarra is behind the catchers, is with Carlos Rodon, the numbers jump off the page. He is a Cy Young contender. When it's Austin Wells, and no shade to Austin Wells, you get the version of Carlos Rodon you saw last year and the year before. So Yankees, if you're going on analytics, you need to recognize that JC Escarra should be the everyday catcher or the personal catcher for Carlos Rodon. That is what JC Escarra should do. And what was frustrating is that you played Wells on Friday, you could have rested him on Saturday, have JC start, and I know Sunday was an early game, and you could have had Austin Wells ready for the day game. It made no sense to me, Grace.
Last night, I can't remember the batter, but some batter popped up the ball, and JC with the quickness, masked off, jumped up, made the play, and stole an out. And I looked at my husband right in that moment. I said, "You think Wells does that?" Y'all, I was mad. I was on one last night. And I like Austin Wells overall. But Austin Wells doesn't make that play. I'm sorry. He doesn't make that play. He doesn't pop up that fast and make that play. I don't think so. And let me tell you this, Hector. Would this shock you to hear that DJ LeMahieu is on the season a 253 batting average with a 344 OBP and a .7 WAR, which is all higher than Austin Wells. Austin Wells, a 222 average, a 283 OBP, which is absolutely unacceptable, and a .6 WAR. Less WAR than DJ LeMahieu. Less WAR, lower OBP, and lower batting average than DJ LeMahieu. Austin Wells. He should be in the 9-hole. I don't want to see him come up in these situations when we need him. Y'all.
You know what I got to say about that? You know what I got to say about that? Oh my God. That's what I gotta say about that. Shout out to the chat. Guys, if you guys can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got over 100 people watching us collectively, and we got over 20 people on YouTube. If you guys can, hit that like button. When it comes to subscribers, Grace, we are at 5,470 subscribers. So we literally got 40 new subscribers from the last show. So we appreciate all the new subscribers. We appreciate everybody who's finding us. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Twitch, because we're on Twitch as well, click the link over, jump on over to YouTube. I got to drop this in the comment section just so you guys know. This is the link tree for Uptown Sports TV. It has all of our social media when it comes to Instagram, when it comes to Twitter, when it comes to TikTok. It has Grace's Twitter as well. It has the TikTok. It has the PayPal. So if you guys want to donate to the stream, you can donate to the PayPal. It helps us out tremendously. Make sure you guys are following me and watching me on TikTok. I will be live covering the Yankees game tonight. We do the watch alongs over on TikTok. We got about like 20,000 people who joined us on the stream. So that was pretty dope. So make sure you guys follow us on TikTok to join the conversation. Grace, somebody from yesterday's game. Well, there's two people from yesterday's game I want to touch on. I know we talk about Austin Wells. Let's try to bring some cheer. Okay. And we got to talk about Clark Schmidt, who probably had the best start of his career pitching into the 8th inning. I know he only pitched 7 2/3 inning, but pitching into the 8th inning. Max Goodman said this: Clark Schmidt has now thrown 6+ innings in 6 of his last 8 starts. He has been incredibly consistent in that time span, never giving up more than 3 earned runs. The best part of Smith's stellar outing tonight, no walks through 7 shutout innings. That's the first time this year he hasn't walked the batter in a start. Grace, what's your thoughts on Clarke Schmidt? Folks in the chat, let us know as well.
Clarke Schmidt has all the confidence in the world in himself, and you can see it through every pore. It's just pouring out of him on the mound. And last night, when that ball was popped up in the infield, he was like, I got it. And Anthony Volpe came with a beeline to the mound, and he was like, he almost pushed Clarke out of the way, like, no, bro, you don't got it. Let me get this is my job to get it. He finally caught the ball, and Clarke looked back at Anthony and was like, I had it, man, you know, and Volpe was like, what are you doing? Like, we can't risk you even trying. It doesn't matter if you could have had it or not. It was hilarious. But Clarke, he wants to do it all. He puts his heart and soul into every start. So you love to see him having success. He loves the Yankees. I see a lot of people on Twitter and everything talk about how Clarke Schmidt is probably going to get the Jordan Montgomery treatment here. I'm very interested to see how this is all going to play out because Lord knows it's going to be something we don't expect. But Clarke Schmidt, I really like him.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Clarke Schmidt. And when you look at our rotation, we're 3-headed monster at the top, right? You got Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Ryan Yarbrough, all 3 lefties. If Clarke Schmidt is your 4th starter, right, we got to expect Ryan Yarbrough to have some regression. He's going to come back down to earth. We've seen it in the last couple of starts. But if Clarke Schmidt, I'm not asking to get what we got last night from Clarke Schmidt, but if we could get a pitcher who ERA can sit around 3, who can give us 6 innings every outing as your number 3 starter, that's the perfect recipe in this starting rotation. And when you look at the Yankees starters, this is one thing I want to point out. Our bullpen may have their issues. Yes, our starting rotation is missing Garrett Cole, but something to point out. After last night's game, 40 of their last 48 starts, the New York Yankees starting pitching has allowed 3 earned runs or fewer. That's since April 22nd, including 2 or fewer in 34 of those 40 starts. So the Yankees starting rotation, they have picked it up in the absence of Garrett Cole. We was all wondering, what is this starting rotation going to look like? And knock on wood, through June 17th, because any moment the Cinderella story could be over when it comes to the Yankees rotation. But when you look at this rotation, they have stepped it up tremendously in the absence of Garrett Cole. And if the Yankees bullpen can figure it out, with Luke Weaver hopefully returning, Jonathan Loáisiga look real good. We'll get to Devin Williams, but this Yankees starting rotation looks solid.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Devin Williams was the only thing giving me how the turntables have turned. Because Devin Williams was the only thing giving me solace last night when I was pissed off. So was he. He cares. He cared last night. He was frustrated. He was pissed off when the plays were, I shouldn't say errors because I don't think they were necessarily errors, but when plays weren't getting made and the inning was continuing on, you could see him visibly upset, screaming, yelling. It's passion, and I like to see it. So I was like, yeah, Devin. But yeah, with Luke Weaver out, Devin Williams has stepped up, and it hasn't been easy. It can't have been easy for him. To quote The Office, snip, snap, if you get it, you get it. But it's like, you're the closer, you're not the closer, you're the closer, you're not the closer. Hey, get in there and close. I mean, it's been tough, but he's stepped up and he's done a good job. And I'm gaining more confidence in him as a fan for when he's on the mound. I am reticent. But
oh my God.
With Weaver out, and with the recent bullpen struggles, the starting rotation has said, okay, we got you, and it's been great. We haven't lost these games because of pitching. So, which was not the case last week. Remember, we were up here, we were talking about the pitching and how they had put up 10 runs and they still didn't win the game or however many it was.
It was more the bullpen, not the starting rotation. Is the bullpen that's been overused, especially in the absence of Luke Weaver. Everybody has to step up. But last night the bullpen was solid. I know you talked about Devin Williams, and I want to bring it up. Sam from Fireside Yankees had put it out. This is of June 12th, right? So it's June 17th right now. Devin Williams, his ERA is lower than that. And his last 20 appearances, Devin Williams' ERA is below 150. Below 150, he has struck out over 20 batters in that time span, 6 saves. Devin Williams, I know Yankee fans, he was the punching bag at the beginning of the season. Devin Williams, he has looked locked in ever since the month of May. You guys know last month, right? You know how many runs he gave up last month, Grace? Just take it, just throw a number out there. How many runs did Devin Williams allow last month?
Last month?
In the month of May. How many runs did he allow?
3.
You're right on. Bing, bingo. Woo! Bingo, bingo, bingo. Look at that. Grace Monroe is spot on. In the month of May, Devin Williams gave up only 3 runs.
That's good.
I think he gave up more than 15 runs in the first month of the season. That's why his ERA is still over 5 right now, because of that first month of the season, which was a disaster. But ever since that first month, his ERA is below 2.
Yeah.
If you remove that first month of the season, his ERA is below 2.
That's good. That's great. When Weaver comes back, we'll have flexibility, which was the initial thought for bringing Devin Williams over in the first place, was to give the team flexibility, to lengthen the closer situation. You could have a closer in the 8th, they had a closer in the 9th. You could have a closer give you 1 out in the 7th and give you the 8th and then bring in somebody else for the 9th. I mean, that's the idea. That's great to see. So it's great. I think letting him call his own pitches has been huge. You can see him looking at the batter, figuring it out, go into his hip. I got it. And he's just feeling a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident. You can see him getting swings and misses with his airbender and attacking with the fastball, which is something we didn't see him doing earlier in the year. So, he's really feeling it, and it's great.
Yeah, he wasn't able to locate the fastball. That was a problem. Right. He was walking everybody left and right. So if you can't locate your fastball and the batters are sitting on that airbender that you have, they're going to hit it, right? Or they're going to walk. And that was an issue with Devin Williams the first month of the season. But ever since the calendar turned to May and even into June, the strikeout rate has gone up. The walk rate has gone down. The whiff rate, the swings and misses that he has been generating has gone up as well. Devin Williams is looking like the closer we traded for, is looking like the all-star reliever, all-star closer that we traded for. And like you said, Grace, when Luke Weaver comes back, it's going to give Aaron Boone more flexibility. Do you keep Luke Weaver as your closer? Do you have Devin Williams be your setup guy, right, who will come in the 7th or 8th inning in a big-time situation? You push back Fernando Cruz, because Fernando Cruz, he's looking worn out, right? It's starting to get to him. Fernando Cruz is up there in age. He just came back off of an injury, so we have to be fair to Fernando Cruz, give him time to settle it in. But one person who has been settling in, I know it looked rocky against the Red Sox, but Jonathan Loaizaga, he pitched 2 innings yesterday. Grace, what was your thoughts on Jonathan Lowe?
Again, we're talking about fastball command, right? And that's what we talked about last time, coming off Tommy John surgery. Tommy John, right? Yeah, Tommy John surgery. It's very, very normal for a pitcher to struggle with fastball command, and kind of acclimating to, I don't want to say the new elbow, but the new elbow. Calibrating that brand new UCL you got in there, boy. So you told me, Grace, just don't freak out. Just give it some time. Jonathan Loaizaga, he'll figure it out. And I said, okay, I'm not going to freak out yet. And sure enough, last night he looked great. And his outing before that, he looked better as well. So I want to say the last 2 outings that I've seen from Jonathan Loaizaga has given me a lot of hope. I was getting worried last night because I think he threw 30 pitches last night or something. And I was like, oh God, don't let him get hurt. Don't let him, but I know at the same time, Aaron Boone didn't want to burn another pitcher, right? I mean, anyway, I'm not blaming Aaron Boone. It was just making me, the whole situation last night was giving me a heart attack.
I was going to say, shout out to YOLO, who's in the building. Big time Jerry Cadell. SGA Sports Talk is in the building. And the Real Bills podcast, Real Bill P. How you doing? Salute, salute, salute. My guy, Eddie Snaps. Eddie says, Jonathan Loaisiga is not a multi-inning guy. Boone needs to stop using him that way. I kind of agree with you on that. He has shown in the past before getting injured, he could pitch multiple innings. But ever since coming back from injuries and ever since he has dealt with injuries, I would stick 1 inning for Jonathan Loaisiga. Maybe in the future he builds up to pitch you 2 innings here or there. But as of right now, you keep Jonathan Loaisiga just pitching 1 inning, trying to be precautious because he is coming back from injuries. One thing I wanted to point out, Grace, it is Aaron Boone's 8th season as the Yankees manager. 8th season as a Yankees manager. That's crazy to even say. It feels like yesterday that Aaron Boone signed with the New York Yankees. One stat that I want to point out to Yankee fans, so you can feel whatever type of way you want to feel when it comes to this. And Aaron Boone is one of 2 managers in Major League Baseball history to reach the postseason in 6 of his first 7 seasons as manager. Do you know who the other one is, Grace?
I don't know.
Dave Roberts with the Dodgers.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, I did know that. Dang it.
Yeah. And you know who's behind them? Who's literally in 3rd place right behind them?
Who?
Well, it's Boone and Roberts tied for 1st place in that time span, but the person right behind them is Joe Torre.
Gotta be.
It's Joe Torre.
You know what I was thinking the other day? This is a little off subject, but kind of on subject. Nobody is blaming Bruce Bochy for what's happening in Texas. I'm just saying, Bruce Bochy is without a doubt a Hall of Fame manager, who is universally adored and loved and considered to be one of the greatest active managers in the game by everyone, just across the board. And yet, the Rangers suck, and you look at their lineup, and you're like, he's good. You go all the way down the lineup, and you're like, what's the problem? And nobody is blaming Bruce Bochy for their hitters just not hitting.
Yeah, and when you on the flip side of it, their starting rotation has looked amazing. Mm-hmm. Their starting rotation, when you look at Jacob deGrom, when you look at Nathan Eovaldi, when you look at the lefty that Corbin Burns. Not Corbin Burns.
Yeah, you're right. It's like Corbin.
Yeah,
Patrick Corbin.
Patrick Corbin. Yeah, thank you. ADHD mind. Yeah, Patrick Corbin. Yeah, but when you look at that rotation, top 3, DeGrom, Corbin, and Eovaldi, that's phenomenal. It's the hitting. Texas has no hitting, and there's never been a time in my life that watching Major League Baseball and seeing the Texas Rangers have been known for one thing: always hitting, always offense, always hitting. They've never been known for their starting rotation. And it's crazy that it's flipped in 2025 that now the Texas Rangers have one of the top 3 starters that are out there, but their hitting can't hit to save their life. But going back to the Yankees, we got the Baltimore Orioles coming up. Grace, what's your thoughts on this series?
God. So here's my thoughts. We should sweep them. But will we? No, I don't think so. Because, like I always say, we win games where we have no business winning, and we lose games we have no business losing. It is perplexing indefinitely how the Yankees always seem to do this. And what I mean is, we'll face like a really tough pitcher like Yamamoto, and we'll win. And then we'll face some scrub like Hunter Dobbins. And we're like, huh? What is this? A bat? Do I swing it? Like, it's ridiculous.
Did you hear the story with Hunter Dobbins and his father?
Oh, God.
Did you hear? Did you hear, Grace? Did you hear?
I kind of heard some of this.
Okay, so no shade to Hunter Dobbins, right? I don't blame him. I blame his father, who told him that growing up, he was told growing up that his father was signed by the Yankees, right, and was released, ruining his baseball career. That is what we was told That's the story he was told as a kid. So growing up, he had a hatred for the Yankees because they ruined his father's major league career. So I'm going to play this video real quick.
This hilarious story here, but it turns out the Red Sox rookie that bashed the Yankees because of what they did to his dad during his playing days has been hit with a full Uncle Rico lie his entire childhood. Red Sox rookie Hunter Dobbins declared he hated the Yankees so much, if they were the last team to give him a contract, he'd just retire. He goes on to say it's just the way he was raised because his dad, Lance Dobbins, hates the Yankees too because they drafted him twice and then traded him away to the Diamondbacks. Not only did Pop say he was drafted twice by the Yankees, but he threw in there that he was really good friends with Andy Pettitte. However, Lance Dobbins never played for any Yankees affiliated team or any Diamondbacks affiliated team. Okay, independent league, ERA was over 8, but not the point here. Pops has just been lying about the Yankees screwing up his playing career. Andy Pettitte was even asked about his affiliation to his friend Lance Dobbins, and he said he didn't remember who Lance Dobbins was, nor did anyone in his family that he asked. Brian Cashman, who's been with the Yankees since the 80s, has no recollection of the Yankees drafting a Lance Dobbins. So Daddy has been raising him on a whole bunch of cap about why to hate the Yankees. Hunter was then asked about this later, and they're like, hey, do you realize a quick fact check revealed your dad was lying about his ties to the Yankees? And he goes, yeah, at the end of the day, I don't go and fact check my dad or anything like that. Buddy, you just got hit with an Uncle Rico your entire childhood. Pops has no ties to the Yankees. You shouldn't hate him at all. Hilarious story here, but it turns out the Red Sox...
Oh, it's worse than I thought. Oh, no. That reminds me of The Waterboy. Remember that movie, The Waterboy,
Yes.
with Adam Sandler, where his mom, like, tells him all these incorrect facts, and he, like, goes out into the world and realizes that his mom's full of shit the whole time, and, like, Mama says that blah, 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 you know, and everybody laughs at him and oh my God.
My guy A said, did they not have Google in the Dobbins house? Like, did Hunter never look it up? And then this is the thing. If my father, right, rest in peace, you know, it was, you know, Father's Day was this past Sunday, rest in peace. If my father told me growing up that he was a baseball player, that he was drafted by the Yankees, I would have tried, especially because Hunter Dobbins is like probably 10 years, 12 years younger than me. If I was growing up in the age of technology that he grew up in, I would have been trying to Google pictures of my father, trying to get a card of my father pitching something, right? The fact that he hit him with the Uncle Rico never was drafted by the Yankees. And he said not only was he drafted once, he was drafted twice by the Yankees and then traded away to San Diego. That is embarrassment.
That's rough. And also, I'm not going political or anything, but it just shows how hate is just passed on for no reason. I mean, this is clearly an absolutely fabricated story based in absolutely no fact whatsoever. And he raised his son to become a hater of the New York Yankees so much that he made these quotes out in the media of how he would never play for the Yankees no matter what. That's at the level of hate that he raised in his child based in nothing. It's shocking. It is shocking. That's so embarrassing. That's just not a good look at all. Wow.
The Ace Avenue says, foosball is for the devil.
Yeah,
if you guys
exactly.
see Waterboy, you guys know that reference. Shout out to my guy Ace. Love that guy so much.
Exactly.
Guys, make sure you guys go and follow and subscribe to my guy, the Ace Avenue. He does a Yankee watch along as well, which he'll probably be doing it later on today on his channel. So make sure you guys go and follow the Ace Avenue over there. Ace, like always, bro, drop the link to your channel so everybody can go show you some love, subscribe. We got over 100 people watching us collectively. We got over how many on YouTube? Over 20 on YouTube. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Something that I forgot, Grace, when we was on the show on Thursday, I forgot to show everybody the gift that I gave to Josh Chisholm. Right?
Oh.
You guys see this dope button-up shirt that I got? So when I was in spring training, I told Jazz that I got one for you because I got a homie who makes these. His name is Dead Threads down in Florida.
Jazz, I got this piece for you, custom made. This is from Latino Sports. Yeah, my guy Dead Threads on Instagram made it. He watched about 30 interviews of you just to make sure he got exactly what you like.
No, he really do.
Damn, look at his arms.
Yeah, absolutely. You got the Raymond stereo up there. We know you like the vintage Kodak camera, so we got the patch right there for the Kodak Virtue.
Yeah, Grateful Dead.
Yeah. Definitely. You are a member of Latino Sports, my man. We appreciate you, and you have yourself a healthy season, brother. Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Jazz Chisholm. He's awesome. He's amazing. Jazz Chisholm is awesome.
I love him so much. He actually has right now the highest batting average on the team over the last 5 games, where he's gone 5 for 16 with a 312 batting average. So shout out to Jazz Chisholm. Ever since he's come back, he's been hot. So yeah, last 5 games, nobody's hitting except Jazz.
You know what? Shout out to Jazz Chisholm. Ever since we gave him the button up, my man's had the highest batting average on the team. That's all I'm gonna say. Salute. 3 capital S's. And it's a great segue to get into Aaron Judge, because Aaron Judge, he's in a little bit of a slump. Even though he got a hit yesterday, Aaron Judge picked up his 100th hit of the season in Boston.
Wow.
In Boston, he was 1 for 11. The one hit being the home run Friday against Garrett Crochet, which tied the game. That was the only hit Aaron Judge got that series. 9 strikeouts. His batting average last week, it's going to be crazy to even say this, a 15-point decrease in his batting average. We could round it up and say 20 points. But Aaron Judge, we understand Aaron Judge is not going to get a home run every at-bat. I understand Aaron Judge is not going to go 3 for 4, 2 for 4 every game. But in the series against the Boston Red Sox, that's the one series Aaron Judge should not go 1 for 11 with 9 strikeouts. That's the one thing I want to say. If you're going to have that series against the Angels, copy. You have that series against the Angels, especially after Friday when you tied the game for the Yankees. Even though we lost, you tied the game for the Yankees, sending us to extra innings. Grace, am I being a little bit too unfair towards Aaron Judge? Folks in the chat, let us know as well. My guy, L.I. Yankee King, is in the building. L.I. Yankee. L.I., this is one thing. I'm going to put the video out. I recorded it on my TikTok because I go on TikTok live from the stadium. Grace, you know what Trent Grisham was playing yesterday? Well, not playing, but like doing some drills. He was at first base doing some drills, and the first fucking person I thought of was L.I. Yankee King.
Why? He said Trent should play first?
No. It was Judge. It was Judge. It was Trent. It was Ben, and it was Paul Goldsmith, all taking grounders at first base. And anytime I see that, I'm like, everybody loves beating up on L.I. when he was like, Aaron Judge should be at first base. So seeing Trent Grisham, who's a Gold Glove outfielder, taking some ground balls at first base yesterday was a bit funny to me.
I heard they're having Peraza start to play outfield now. Did you hear that?
I didn't see that. I didn't see him in the outfield taking no. I didn't see that whatsoever.
Oh, God.
Listen. If it's not from a blue check mark, if it's not from one of the people that are in the press box, I don't believe it.
No, this was according to one of the beat writers. I think it was oh God, I can't remember who it was. I can see his face.
Gary Phillips?
No, damn it.
Randy Miller?
No.
Kirshner?
No, not Kirshner. Keep going.
Hulk?
No, good.
Cuddy.
Max Goodman.
Max Goodman. Okay, all right.
I think it was Max Goodman, who said that Peraza was going to start taking reps in the outfield, and that they were going to try to make him play the outfield for the first time ever in his career. And I was like, of course we are. Why wouldn't we? But anyway, yeah.
I didn't see yesterday. I was at the stadium yesterday. I'll be back on Wednesday. I'll make sure I'll look out for it. But I didn't see Peraza taking any fly balls in the outfield. Wednesday when I'm there, I'll make sure that when they're in the outfield or when the players hit the field, that I'll start in the press box so I can see who's in the outfield.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let us know. But going back to Judge, I don't think that you're making any assumptions about him as a player. You're just calling a spade, which is he's going through a little mini slump. A mini slump for him is still, contributing to the team, and it's going to be fine. I'm not worried about Aaron Judge. Even last night, you can see that he got intentionally walked 2 times, and he's in a slump. So you can't really ask for more than that when your guy's in a slump and he's still getting intentionally walked multiple times in a game. So, Aaron Judge is the best hitter in baseball.
Yeah.
And, it's not that big of a deal. When he came through, though, Hector, when he came through.
I lost
When,
it.
oh, we all did. When what's his name? Crochet was trying. He had the balls to try to pitch a complete inning shutout versus the New York Yankees in Fenway Park. And Aaron Judge came up to the plate in that 9th inning, and they said, no, I'm going to go ahead and pitch to him. And then Aaron Judge took him yard on a no-doubter over the Green Monster. Oh, man, it was sweet. It was so sweet. And then, of course, we lost the game. But that moment was great. It was clutch. It was huge. It was pressure. It was a good sign from Aaron Judge going forward. Hopefully, he can remember that, take it into the postseason. But, yeah, I'm not worried about Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Aaron Judge. Again, if you're Garrett Crochet, do you want to give up that home run, lose out on a complete game shutout? No. But if you are going to give up that home run, you give it up to Aaron Judge. If you're Garrett Crochet, you're upset if Peraza hits that home run. You're upset if Anthony Volpe, Jazz Chisholm, Jason, if anybody else in that lineup hits that home run, you're upset. You gave it up to the best hitter in Major League Baseball, whose name is Aaron Judge.
That's true.
So if you're Garrett Crochet, tip your hat. He pitched amazing. The Red Sox, they shut us out. The Angels, they shut us out as well. I'm not trying to make up any excuses. The New York Yankees, they haven't scored a run in the past 21 innings. There's no excuse for that. If you're a team that your goal at the end of the year is making it to the postseason, you can't go 20-plus innings without scoring a run. Because if you do, against the Angels, you're not going to have good results. And hopefully tonight they turn it around. Go ahead, Grace.
No, again, I was just saying again, it's what I was saying in the hot corner. When the road gets rough, the rough get going, right? That's what it starts saying. When the going gets rough, the rough get going. That's the saying, right? So It's like the postseason is when the going is rough. And we've seen it the last few years. The bats go quiet. Win the postseason. Why? Because it's harder. The pitchers are giving max effort the whole time. You're seeing the best lineups, the best pitchers, the best everything, and every at-bat is a pressure-full situation. When the going gets rough, the rough get going. Just like I said, a starting pitcher who comes out without his ace stuff still figures out a way to navigate the game and keep his team in it. The hitters have to do the same thing and stop trying to rely on the home run and stop trying to play hero ball and just move the runner over and bring the runner in. That's it. That's what you can control. You can hit a sac fly pretty much no matter what. If you're patient, if you're smart at the plate, and you work the count, work the at bat, find the pitch, put it in the air. You can do that. I will not accept an excuse for that.
All right, Grace, I'm right there. I'm right there with you. You know, extrapolating on the numbers some more when it comes to Devin Williams, because I want to give him all the flowers that he deserved. Devin Williams has not allowed a run in 13 of his last 16 outings. That's dating back to May 7th. He's went 2-0 with 5 saves. He has a 1.90 ERA and 14 innings, 20 strikeouts over that span. Again, wow. Devin Williams has turned it around ever since the calendar turned to May, and he has stepped up tremendously. When you look at the Yankees, right, the issue right now, it's not the starting rotation. The issue right now, it's not even the bullpen. Even though the bullpen had a hiccup this weekend against the Boston Red Sox, it's not the bullpen. The issue with the New York Yankees is that our lineup is not properly constructed, and this has been an issue dating back for the past 5 years. Ever since Brett Gardner retired, we haven't had an actual leadoff hitter. DJ LeMahieu, as much as we love DJ LeMahieu, batting title DJ LeMahieu, he was not a leadoff hitter. He was a number 2 hitter that was forced to be a leadoff guy because he had a high batting average and a high on-base percentage. This team needs a traditional, old-school leadoff hitter. We need somebody who could get on base, who can use his speed. If Aaron Judge hits a single in the first inning, because we all know Aaron Judge has a batting average over 450 in the first inning, If there's a guy on first base, Aaron Judge gets a single, that guy is now on third. You got a situation with runners on first and third, nobody out. But with the guys that we have in front of Aaron Judge, he gets a single, the guy's at second base. The guy comes up behind them, gets a double play. You got a runner stranded on third with 2 outs. You don't get the runner in. Even if we have a speedster at the top of the lineup, Aaron Judge gets that single, they're at third. Even if we hit a double play, at least the run scores. And that's something you do not see from this lineup.
Yep. What was that lineup that I really liked the other day? And I wrote it down somewhere. Where was that? Oh, here it is. Goldie, Rice, Judge, Belly, Jazz, Volpe, Trent, DJ, Wells. That was the lineup that now, it's not a perfect lineup. It's not a perfect lineup. But I liked that lineup. I was like, this lineup goes. Goldie at the top of the order. I get it. Like, listen, guys, I know that I'm triggering people because everybody has opinions on lineups and there's no perfect lineup, okay? I get it. And like Hector says, we have needs that we can't fill right now. So we just have to do the best we can. But I'm like, don't even worry about Aaron Judge. You can't protect him. You cannot protect Aaron Judge. Just don't even freaking worry about that. Don't even try, okay? So you want to have, like you said, on-base percentage, then you want to have contact, then you want to have slug. On-base, contact, slug. That's what I would do. On-base, contact, slug, and repeat all the way down. I like Wells in 9, period. Every day, Aaron Boone should wake up, write his fucking lineup card, and put Wells at the bottom of the fucking order every fucking day. I don't give a shit. If we're facing a righty, if we're facing a lefty, the bottom, number 9. This is what I want to see. Number 9, Wells. Okay, that's where you need to start. Period. Oh, anyway. Jason Dominguez. What is happening? No, Hector. Now you're going to have to talk me off the ledge, okay? Because I have a tinfoil hat moment. Now, play me some tinfoil hat music, Hector.
Oh, I don't have no ways.
Play me some Alien or something.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. That's the sad music. Play me the woo music. Okay, thank you. I've got my tinfoil hat on, y'all. Do y'all know what that means? Hector hasn't seen this. Y'all know what that means? That means that what's about to come out of my mouth is a tinfoil hat theory, okay? Based in nothing but a weird conspiracy feeling, okay? So, right now I'm about to say, I think they're going to trade Jason Dominguez. I smell it. I feel it. I'm worried about it. I think it's going to come. I think it's happening. This is my tinfoil hat theory. They are showing us with their actions that they do not believe in Jason Dominguez. They are showing us with the lineups. They are proving it over and over. They are giving Trent Grisham the priority, who was signed on this team as a bench player. And Jason Dominguez is our number 1 prospect. And they are continually giving Trent Grisham preferential treatment over Jason Dominguez. All season long, we've seen it. Is that the behavior, y'all? Is that the behavior of a World Series contending championship caliber franchise that values its number 1 prospect? No. No, it's not.
I guess
he makes a mistake in the field, and you're like, yeah. He doesn't have consistent playing. He's a rookie. He's a baby. He's a man. But he is a young man, okay? You know how hard it is to come off the bench as a rookie? Keep your mind right. Keep everything right. Listen, y'all, they are setting him up to fail. And that is not how you treat a player you believe in is the future of your franchise. That's how you treat a player that is on the fringe of getting traded.
Hold on, I just gotta. Oh my god! I just want to add on real quick, just piggyback. Shout out to the chat if you guys can hit that like button, hit that sub button, interact with the emojis in the YouTube chat. when it comes to Jason Dominguez, me personally, I don't think he's having a bad rookie year. Have any of you guys looked where he ranks among rookies in the American League? I'm just let you guys know, Jason Dominguez, among qualified major league rookies this season, he ranks second in walks with 26. He ranks second in the American League when it comes to rookies in RBIs with 26 RBIs. He ranks second in the American League with rookies when it comes to his on-base percentage at 326. When it comes to his slugging, I know he has a 387 slugging. But Grace, do you know where that ranks among rookies in the American League? Just take a wild guess. Take a wild guess. Second. Hint. The key word in this conversation is second. So he's second in American League rookies when it comes to his slugging with a 387 slugging. Do you know where his OPS is, Grace? He has a 712 OPS. Do you know where that ranks among rookies in the American League? I'm going to give you a hint. We already know the word. Second in the American League when it comes to OPS. But he's tied in fourth when it comes to doubles with 11 in the American League, fifth in extra base hits with 17, tied for third in the American League. Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. He's tied for fifth when it comes to extra base hits. Yeah, I was right. 73 in total bases and sixth when it comes to home runs. Jason Dominguez has been a top 5 rookie in the American League, but for some reason, Yankee fans and people who hate on the Yankees want to call him a bust when he is literally top 5, if not top 3 in almost every offensive ranking.
I don't even give a shit what fans think or say about Jason Dominguez. What I'm saying is the team is showing their true feelings, because you can say one thing, but when you do another thing, actions speak louder than words. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't care what they're saying. They are showing that they don't believe in him. They're proving it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm not saying I don't care about what you're saying, Hector. I'm just saying, for my point, it's just, my point is not even let's compare his statistics and he's good or he's not good or whatever. What I'm saying is, the Yankees have shown us their true feelings by not playing him every day, by not giving him consistent playing time. Even when he hits 3 home runs in a game, they sit him the next fucking game. When he gets 3 hits against a left-handed
pitcher.
Yes, thank you. When he gets 3 hits from the right side of the plate, they sit him the next day. They don't care. They don't care. They're showing us what they are going to do. They're telegraphing their move. Is that how you treat somebody who you think is the future of your club?
I'm right there with you, Grace.
I smell blood in the water. Something is up. Something is not right. I think that we got embarrassed in the World Series. Embarrassed in the World Series. First time we went back in 15 years. And what did everybody say? Defense, 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 defense. And what has Jason Dominguez not been as strong at? Defense. And I think that Cashman or the front office or the analytics or whoever is overcorrecting on the defense. Now they're playing Trick Grisham over Jason Dominguez. And we could see right now, living apples to apples, he's a better defender, of course. And I know Grisham plays center and Jason plays, well, he should play center, but he's in the left. But they are so focused on defense now. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I am shocked. Y'all know how I feel about Jason Dominguez, but I'm telling y'all, they're showing us.
I don't think that Jason Dominguez will be traded from the Yankees. I think Jason Dominguez, the Yankees, they have labeled him as being a part of the future of this organization, along with Anthony Volpe, along with Austin Wells, along with everybody else that we have that are young. George Lombard, Spencer Jones, et cetera, et cetera. So with that being said, I think when you look at this trade, with the trade deadline, a player that will be shipped out is Peraza. That's the one that will be shipped out. That's somebody that almost got traded a week or so ago.
I agree. But the problem with Peraza is, and you know I like Peraza, he doesn't have much value. You know who does have value? Jason Dominguez. Jason Dominguez.
Jason Dominguez does have value, but what is his value right now? His value right now is nowhere near where it was last year or the year before. So that's why I don't think the Yankees will sell low on Jason Dominguez. I don't think the Yankees, if they're going to trade Jason Dominguez, is when his stock is up so they can sell high on the Martian. I don't think they'll sell low on the Martian because God forbid you trade him to either Miami or to Pittsburgh or somewhere, and he turns into what everybody thought he was going to be with the New York Yankees.
They shouldn't trade assets when their value is low, but that's what they do. They hold on until the value starts to drop, and that's when they make the move. When's the last time the Yankees traded a player at the height of his value? I mean, look at Spencer Jones. You can look back, all these people. Andujar, Sanchez, I don't even know, all these players. Like
Montero, the last time the Yankees traded a prospect that was at the top was Miguel Montero when we traded him for Michael Pineda, and both of them washed out.
So you're right. They shouldn't, but that doesn't mean that they won't. I don't know.
Yeah, my LB brings up a solid point with Michael King, but when it comes to Michael King, he was already established as a big leaguer. He wasn't a prospect on the way up like Jesus Montero was, like Jonathan wrote in the chat. Jesus Montero was a top prospect in their system. Go ahead, Grace.
And I was just going to insert real quick. They didn't want us. Cashman did not want to trade Michael King. In fact, he said no.
Yeah.
Hal overrode him and said, no, give him Michael King. We're going to do it. Cashman said no. That deal for Juan Soto almost didn't happen. Hal stepped in at the very last minute and pushed it through.
Yeah.
So you're right, but that's a good one. Michael King, that was high value. But, sorry.
I was going to say, and when you look at that Juan Soto trade, when you look at the value, San Diego kind of won that trade. San Diego kind of won that trade when you look at the WAR, when you look at what they got in return, because they were able to turn Juan Soto not only into Michael King, who was basically going to be a starter in the All-Star game this year, but they also turned into Drew Thorpe, who then they shipped off for Dylan Cease. So they turned Juan Soto into two top starters in your rotation, and Dylan Cease and Michael King. So they did get more. They did win that trade and got more value. When Washington traded Juan Soto to San Diego, Washington got more value in return, and Washington won that trade. Same thing now with San Diego. San Diego traded him, and they won that trade. The Yankees lost him, and we yet to see what happens.
Well, at the trade deadline, you have to give value to get value. And you can't just trade some no-name somebody in single A and get Alcantara back, okay? Or Luis Castillo or whoever you think you're going to get. You're not going to get it for some no-name, no-level prospects. So you got to put somebody And let me tell you this also. Carlos Narvaez playing so well for the Red Sox is a good thing for the Yankees. And let me tell you why. Because every time you trade a player away and they have success, it makes teams want to trade with you more. Mm-hmm. So it's a good thing. Everybody's like, oh, Narvaez, we messed up, blah, 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 whatever. Sure, yeah, it's tough to see a player that you traded away go have immediate success. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks in the immediate, and it's tough. And we all liked Carlos Narvaez, so I get it. But it is also advantageous for the Yankees to have successful trades with teams because it raises the stock of your trades. It makes your phone start to ring. When we traded Ezekiel Duran away to the Rangers and he ended up coming through in the clutch and being a big piece, when we made those trades and they look good over the long haul, that's good for the Yankees. So I just want to say that.
No, I'm right there with you. One thing
if all you ever trade turns to shit, nobody's gonna want to trade with you anymore.
Something that I wanted to touch on real quick. I know we talked about it for a little bit, but with the Yankees bringing back Giancarlo Stanton. They had to make room on the roster. And somebody who bit the dust was Pablo Reyes. And one thing I can say, Pablo Reyes, as somebody who works media, who's at Yankee Stadium on the field, Pablo Reyes always had a smile on his face, always said what up to me, always took time to talk to me and the other Latino journalists that were there. So there was a video that John Boy put it out with Pablo Reyes, who said, "Thank you, Pablo." So I just want to play this real quick. Hopefully, we most likely will get copyright strike with this, but hey, it's worth it. Thank you, Pablo Reyes.
First pitch swinging, drives it the other way, and deep. That's going to be off the wall. Martini with the throw in the second, not in time. A 2-out double.
It's
Goldschmidt lines it off the glove of Pasquantino. It trickles off the infield.
It's a song.
Reyes caught between home and third. No time. Gets away. Reyes scores.
come a long way from where we
Pitching.
began. So I'll tell you all about it when
First
I
pitch
see
swinging,
you
drives it the other way.
when
And
I
deep.
see
That's going to be
you
off the wall.
Again, thank you, Pablo Reyes.
Yeah.
You know,
My husband was yelling about Pablo Reyes a couple days ago, and he goes, why is he here? I don't even remember what he said. And I looked at him, Hector, and I said, Hector says he's a really nice guy. And my husband's like, I don't want to hear that right now. And I was like, I know. I'm just saying. Hector says he's a really, really, really nice guy.
he's a really nice guy. Pablo Reyes is a really, really nice guy. Like I said, always had a smile on his face, always said what up, always took time to come over. He joked a lot with like Ben Rice, because Ben Rice loves speaking in Spanish, which is hilarious. Also too, when I was on the TikTok live yesterday, I advise you guys, follow the link tree over to TikTok. Give us a follow over there on TikTok, because when I'm at the stadium, I go live on TikTok from the stadium. And yesterday, Ben Rice walked by and said what up. But you know what Ben Rice was wearing, Grace?
What?
And everybody in the chat was like losing their mind. They're like, wait, I didn't know that. I didn't know. What is Ben Rice doing? He was wearing catcher's gear. And what have I been telling everyone? When I'm at the stadium and I'm in the back corridor, Ben Rice always has his catcher gear on, and he's working with the catchers. He's working on catching drills. So for Yankee fans yesterday, seeing Ben Rice with their catcher gear on the field, everybody was all shocked and surprised. I've been saying, one, he came up as a catcher. They moved him to first base. But I've been telling you guys, every time I'm at the stadium and I'm in the back corridors, I can't film back there, so I don't have the proof. But every time I'm back there, I see Ben Rice in his catcher's gear, and I'm proud and I'm happy that fans were able to see him on the field with the catcher's gear.
Yep. I don't know. Whatever. Ever since A-Rod came over and played a new position, the Yankees have just been obsessed with moving guys around. I don't know. I can't.
Well, somebody who refused to be moved around and then got traded from his team, Rafael Devers.
I thought you were going to talk about Glaber.
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah, sorry, Rafi.
Rafi Devers got traded
I
away
can't believe it.
from the Boston Red Sox to the San Francisco Giants after playing the New York. The Red Sox was like, yeah, we just want him to play against the Yankees, get a home run, and then we're going to trade his ass to the San Francisco Giants. Grace, what was your thoughts on that?
I didn't even text you about that. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was in shock. I think I watched my phone for 2 minutes, just sitting there, I couldn't believe it. And then my first thought was, oh God, I hope Devers goes over to the Giants and plays first base. That would be so hilarious. I want it to happen so bad. But it was Christmas Eve night when, how is Santa going to deliver all these presents? It's just too foggy. And then Rudolph comes in with his nose shining bright. That's how the Devers news came to the Yankees fans, who were all absolutely devastated and dejected for getting swept by the Red Sox, who suck this year. They're not even good. And they swept us. And we were all sad. And then we all got the news of Devers. And just like Rudolph on Christmas Eve night, we're all like, ah! We were all so happy again. So Christmas comes twice this year. Devers is out of the American League East. It's amazing.
I yesterday, right? And this is why I tell you guys, yes, follow Jeff Passan, Brian Hoke, all the beat writers that follow the Yankees and stuff like that, but also follow the Latino journalists as well. Hector Gomez, you guys, you know the name Hector Gomez, right, Grace? Hector Gomez had an Instagram live yesterday with Mikey Deportes, which is another guy who covers Major League Baseball outside of the Dominican Republic. He's close with a lot of the Dominican players. But he had a live with Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz. And in that live, this is what Manny Ramirez said. I got it. I'm translating the rest of it. It was like I got like a whole 8 minutes of it. I'm translating it so I could share the videos out. But this is what Manny said. He said, Rafael Devers got humiliated by the Boston Red Sox. It's not a matter of pride or ego. I think the team didn't respect him or communicate well with him. I'm sure they didn't do that to Roger Clemens. I can't imagine the Yankees telling Aaron Judge, hey, go and be a wide receiver right now.
Boop. It's true. They mishandled the front office. Absolutely mishandled the entire situation. Alex Cora acted like a total complete ass in front of the media on national television multiple times, and they had so many chances to patch up the relationship. They clearly did not make it a priority. Rafael Devers felt some type of way, totally justified. Then he kind of gave it back to them, what they gave to him, which you, as a sports fan, you want your players to do whatever the team needs, right? But that situation had gotten rotten. That thing had gone south so fast. He didn't want to help the front office. If you interviewed the players of the Red Sox, they always had Rafi's back, and Rafi always had their back. There was no bad blood between him and the rest of the team. It was between him and the front office. And I mean, they just totally dropped the ball, mishandled it, and at that point, they were just like, "We gotta move him," because they messed up so bad, and they got nothing in return. But the Giants took on the whole salary, so it's like, what would they expect to get? So, I shouldn't say nothing, but they got not major league ready pieces to go be competitive this year. So I mean, I wish Rafael the best. You know, I don't care. About the Giants until I have to care about the Giants. So whatever, good for me, works out for me. The Red Sox are idiots, and their fan base is like gutted.
Yeah, that
sucks.
They got one left-handed pitcher, Kyle Harrison, reliever Jordan Hicks, who they tried to make. He was a closer with the Cardinals. A real good reliever, setup guy, closer with the Cardinals. Then they tried to turn him into a starter. That didn't work out. Now he's a reliever now with Boston. I don't know. Boston, they're trying to make anything happen. For a guy like Rafael Devers, you need a better return than that. I understand, like Jerry just said.
Yeah. Did you hear that? They did not shop him around. It was very Luka Doncic. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
They could have gotten a lot for Rafael Devers, especially from the Mets. I've been hearing a lot of Mets fans being like, "Oh, we would have taken him. We would have given you a lot." But they didn't shop him around. They made this deal randomly on a Sunday night. Like, I don't know. It was stupid. It was mishandled from top to bottom. It was completely mishandled.
And when you look at Rafael Devers and what he's making, that offensive output, he's making about $28 million a season for the rest of his contract. That's a steal for the offensive output that he gives you. That's a steal. Defensively, he's a liability. He's like Jason Dominguez. They're defensive liabilities, right? But Rafael Devers offensively is one of the top bats when he gets it going. He was 275 on the season. He got off to a slow start on the year. I think that's because of the issues that going from spring training and to the start of the season. But Rafael Devers, the Red Sox play the San Francisco Giants this weekend coming up. I look forward to Rafael Devers hitting about 3 home runs. Like Ace said in the chat, he looks for Devers to hit about 5 home runs. Shout out to my guy Razil the Great in the building. Razil, I hope all is well. Salute. And then I got my brother TC Stills in the building. TC, how you doing, big fella? I hope all is well. Grace, before we get ready to wrap things up, what's the last thoughts that you have?
Last thoughts that I have. Yankees need to come out tonight and score some runs. That's what I want to see. I want to see them playing for each other, bringing in the runners and scoring some runs, string together some hits, and don't worry about the home runs will come. Just put some runs on the board tonight. That will that will satiate the fan base quite a bit, I believe. We should win the next 2 games. Oh, wait, before we leave, did you see Mike Trout?
Yes.
I was like, am I seeing things, or is that Mike Trout? What year is it? You know, am I in college? Like, what is going on? Mike Trout's on the field. Anyway, random, but yeah, we should win the next 2 games, hopefully. And this is the soft part of our schedule. This part of our schedule coming up is the soft part of our schedule in the summer. We got to get it together and maximize this time. We have to. So that's what I'm hoping.
I got a treat real quick. I wasn't able to edit the video all the way, but this is the live that I did from the Yankees.
I saw him, but he was out during.
Hold on, wait. There we go.
Mr. Frazier, how you doing? My name is Hector Grace. I work for a company called Latino Sports. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Can I just get you to say what up to the people on TikTok real quick? Just
Oh,
say
we
what's
live
up.
right now?
We live on TikTok, Mr.
¿Cómo
Frazier.
estás? Está bien, siempre. Have a good day.
I gotta ask you, as somebody that played
Siempre,
for both the Mets and the Yankees, where was your favorite grub to eat in New York City late night?
Oh, man. You know what? It wasn't even a certain place. It was always the late night pizza shops, man. They were open at 1, 2 in the morning, especially during the late game. Give me a couple pepperoni pies. Maybe a little cannoli on the side would be set.
Hey, we good. Mr. Frazier, you have a good one. Thank you so much.
Oh, nice. That's nice, Hector.
The Godfather himself.
He even got the rolled R on the siempre.
Yes. I was impressed. He was like, hola, ¿cómo estás?
He was trying. But Angels, Orioles, Reds, and Athletics, and then the Blue Jays are kind of like mid. That's the next pit of our schedule. Angels, Orioles, Reds, Athletics. We should be able to bank some wins. We got to wake up because that's what's in front of us. The ability to bank some wins. We got to do it.
Mm-hmm. This was Mike Trout yesterday. I was trying to get Mike Trout. He did one of those I got to run type things and just like dipped out. He wasn't trying to talk to nobody.
That's exactly how I would imagine his personality to be. By the way.
Yeah, baseball players, they do that. Like they see you. Like he sees me around him and he's like, oh yeah, this little douchebag wants to get a question in. So he sees me around him. He came over, talked to this one girl who had an amazing like poster. It was awesome. But then he's like, all right, I gotta go, guys, I gotta go. And then one of those. But you're used to it. These guys, they get asked a million questions all the time.
Yeah, they're focused.
If they take a time to talk to you, it's awesome. Like Todd Frazier didn't have to talk to me there. I got also Luis Rengifo as well. I got to edit that down because and cut that out. But yeah, if you get them to stop for you for 30 seconds, it means the world, and they know that. So shout out to Todd Frazier.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. He seems nice too.
Yeah, but no, going back to what you said, this upcoming part of the schedule, Grace, was supposed to be the light part. Starting with Boston, we got swept. Then we got the Angels.
You're right.
We lost the first game against the Angels. Hopefully we could win today and tomorrow so we don't lose the series. And then we got the Baltimore Orioles that are coming up this upcoming weekend. So Yankees got to turn it around. I know this is supposed to be the light part of the schedule, but like I said last week Thursday, you cannot sleep on your competition, especially in Major League Baseball.
Because even though we are thinking, it's going to be a relaxing, few series. They have it circled on their calendar. They want to bring their A game when they play the New York Yankees, especially in the Bronx. So, you can't sleep, but you should win. You overmatch them in every facet of the game. Yeah. Pitching, hitting, defense. I mean, every facet of the game, we should win these games.
Yeah.
So, just got to go execute.
Yeah, same. Guys, appreciate everybody who rocked out with us. Let's shout out the chat before we get out of here. Shout out to my guy, TC Stills. TC, I appreciate you, my guy. Big time, Jerry Cadill. Razil the Great, how you doing? Salute. First of all, I love the manager for the Los Angeles Angels. Ron Washington is a legend. He's a GOAT. I love that man to death. Amazing stories. The People's Champ Theo is in the building. Bendición, Theo. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. Is that Giancarlo Stanton?
Yeah, buddy.
Is that Big Stanton? Shout out to Giancarlo Stanton. It was great seeing him. He came back. I sent you that video when he was doing BP, when he was in the cage. 3 o'clock on the dot, Grace. He was in the batting cage. The first one out there, he had them set it up early because normally they set it up at 4. He had them set it up early, and he was there for like 30 minutes. It was great to see Big G. But shout out to Tina. I appreciate you. The Ace Avenue, my guy Ace. LB, this is a good one right here. Guys, I'm not trying to be an ass when it comes to Ben Rice, but Ben Rice is very limited. Rice would be a major defensive liability. No arm. He allowed 209 stolen bases in the minors. He caught only 38. That's 15%. And it was the same story in college. 16 out of 59, 21%. I got to agree with you. When you look at the defensive numbers from college into the majors, there was never a big increase or an improvement. So that's why the Yankees moved him over to first base. He became an exclusive first base. And now he has no position. He doesn't have a position to play. He can't. I know he was playing yesterday in first base, but he's a average defender at first base. If the Yankees are going with defense, you rather Paul Goldschmidt defense over Ben Rice, and you rather Trent Grisham and Cody Bellinger in the outfield over Jason Dominguez. That's just what it is because of their defensive laps.
I think that's why they won't even try him at third base because
he has no arm. He has no arm. And the thing is, Grace, if you wanted to go with defense, right, and have Trent Grisham and Cody Bellinger in the outfield, the time to use Jason Dominguez as a DH is gone because now you got Giancarlo Stanton as a DH, right? In the past month, Ben Rice took a total nosedive. He had a great 3-week stretch where he was phenomenal. He was awesome. Took a straight nosedive. That was the time to have Jason Dominguez be your DH so he could build his confidence up at the plate. And when you had to move him to the outfield, it's a seamless transition. You lost that opportunity because now you have Giancarlo Stanton who's back, who is your full-time DH.
Rice is 2 for his last 17.
There it is.
Over the last 5 games, he's 2 for 17, batting 117. Yeah, like I told you, Jazz is by far the best hitter over the last 5 games. I did the math for all the little averages right here. But some guys are in the 200s, you know. But yeah, Rice is 2 for his last 17.
That's sad. You're not gonna get it done.
I mean, that can't happen if your value is your bat, right? You're not giving value on the defensive side of the ball, and they don't see you that way. They see you as a hitter for your bat, and you're 2 for your last 17. You know what I mean?
And the crazy thing is, they don't even have Ben Rice in my Yankee doodle notes. The Yankees didn't even put him in the Yankees doodle notes. We got Austin Wells and JC Escarra in there, but for some reason, there's no Ben Rice. And he was in the lineup yesterday.
JC Escarra, 2 for his last 9. Over the last 5 games, he's only had 9 plate appearances. He's 2 for 9 with an average of 222. That's not bad. That's a small sample.
JC Escarra has reached base in 14 of his 18 starts this season, posting a 359 on-base percentage in those games.
Yep.
According to Baseball Savant, JC Escarra leads all major league catcher in strikeout rate. He don't strike out when he's at the plate and he's drawing walks. Again, he's a backup catcher, but that's still a good stat for Baseball Savant.
I love him. I absolutely love him. JC Escarra, no notes. JC Escarra, you're excused. You can go, to recess. All y'all other people on the team need to sit your ass down so I can talk to all y'all. JC Escarra, you may be excused.
Facts. No, guys, appreciate that. That was a nice little way to end the conversation with some nice little stats for your ass. That's some stats for your ass, guys. But shout out to everybody who tuned in. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the subscribers. I'm your guy, Hector.
I'm Grace Monroe.
This is the Yankees
Morning Brew.
Morning Brew. And we'll be back this Thursday. Like always, guys, drink some water, say something positive. Follow me on TikTok because I will be live tonight doing a Yankees watch along. Make sure you guys follow my brother, the Ace Avenue, on YouTube as well. And until next time, y'all, we out of here. Deuces. Arriba the Dirty.
You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.
Scorpio.